So we welcome you all for the demo class. My name is Harshad Deshpande. I am graduated from BITS Pilani, and last 14 years I am into the teaching field. So one just a part of a topic we will discuss. I am going to discuss about the topic called as simple harmonic motion. This is in 11th standard, second last chapter. So little bit one topic I will just explain just for the purpose of the demo. Many things can be discussed in this, but just concisely we will discuss some few concepts related to it. So the topic is simple harmonic motion. Actually this is more related to mathematics chapter. Harmonic means something which is a function of sine and cos. This is a mathematical term related to mathematics, related to sine and cos. So this is called as harmonic motion. Already we have discussed different types of motion in the physics. So some more things we are going to discuss about this. Generally the harmonic equation, it is shown by f is equal to minus kx raised to n, where f is the force, k we can call it as a constant, and x is the displacement. Value of n we are taking, simple harmonic motion is a part of oscillatory motion, but all oscillatory motions are not simple harmonic motions. So here n is a constant which value can be, here we are taking only negative, not negative exactly, we are taking odd values 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. Here we are taking the most simplest case where n is equal to 1. So equation comes like this, f is equal to minus kx raised to 1. 1 we don't write, that is why I can write f is equal to minus kx. This is the most simplest form of the harmonic motion. So this is called as simple harmonic motion. Like this is also a function where f, that force, is changing according to the displacement x. So mathematically the derivation part of this, it is not there in our syllabus. Directly we need to remember some of the equations, like first x is equal to a sine omega t plus phi, or x is equal to a cos omega t plus phi. These equations, one is expressed in the term of sine, another is expressed in the terms of cos. We already know in the mathematics sine can be expressed in the terms of cos, or cos can be expressed in the terms of sine. So there are few terms which are more important, which we need to know, where x is the displacement, a is the amplitude, omega is called as angular velocity, which we are calling in the terms of circular motion, but here we are calling this as angular frequency. Here angular frequency or angular velocity both terms are same, but here we are considering the oscillatory motion or simple harmonic motion. So instead of writing angular velocity, we have used the term angular frequency. This is very important. Value of omega already we have learned, which is equal to 2 pi upon t, where t is the time period. Also instead of time period I can write a frequency. Frequency is the reciprocal of the time period, so I can write 2 pi f. This is angular frequency. T is the time, phi is the initial phase. These things we need to remember, these are important things. So now going ahead of this, as we continue to solve the solution, many things will come, but just for our understanding, for what exactly the simple harmonic motion, we can take very simple case of a spring mass system, where we are having one fixed support, there is a spring hanging, and we have attached some mass to it. So this is the equilibrium position. We already know about the equilibrium position, that is net force should be 0 or linear acceleration is 0, then we call it as a translational equilibrium. When we consider rotational equilibrium, then angular acceleration is 0 and torque is 0. So we are considering this, it is in equilibrium. Simply this is a linear motion, no need of discussion about the rotation. So here one thing is clear, that there is a one mean position here. At the mean position we can also consider it as equilibrium position. Equilibrium position also I can write as net force is equal to 0, that is sum of the upward forces plus sum of the downward forces is equal to 0. Here mg is the force which is acting downwards. Spring is there, so we already know there is a tension in the spring which is called as K. Kx will be the tension which is acting upwards. So at the equilibrium position, mg force which is downwards and spring force Kx which is going upwards. So both are in equilibrium, that's why block is not moving anywhere. F net is equal to 0. Also as force is 0, I can also write linear acceleration is also equal to 0. So what I am doing, I am taking this block and pulling it downwards and moving to some position somewhere here and releasing it. Once this is released, what happens? Spring will try to pull the block upwards and this block will start oscillating. And this oscillation, whatever oscillations we are seeing, that we can call it as a simple harmonic motion. Many important concepts are coming in this part. So this is the mean position, the place from which block is going to the maximum, that we call it as a amplitude, and many things will come here, but for that we will see one more diagram where we are going to discuss about different velocities, accelerations, and how the variation of velocity and accelerations are going to change in this particular case. Okay, let us consider like this is spring is there, one block is attached here of mass m, spring constant k, and I displaced this block by some distance from here to somewhere here. So till the maximum distance from the mean position, block can move on the right side, also it can move on the left side. Both cases let me consider. So this is same. So maximum position from the mean position, that we call it as an amplitude. So right side, this is the displacement. We know displacement is a vector quantity, so we have to consider the proper signs also. So here amplitude I say plus a. Similarly from the mean position we are going leftwards, so amplitude which is coming I can say minus a because it is a vector quantity. So many concepts will come from this. By the sign conventions, one very important thing which students often forget, that whenever we are taking a displacement, we have to take that displacement from the mean position. So whatever displacements we are going to measure it, we are going to measure it from mean position. Very important point. Displacement, that is x, should be measured from mean position. We can call it a mean position, equilibrium position. This is a mean position or equilibrium position, or I can write F net is equal to 0, or also I can write A is equal to 0. This is a mean position or equilibrium position. Displacement is the rightward direction, displacement is the leftward direction. So now if I have to consider the velocity, one expression for the velocity which we need to remember, I can derive this also. but just because some short time we are given for the demo. So expression we need to remember here, velocity is equal to plus minus omega under root a square minus x square, where omega angular velocity, or here we are calling it as angular frequency, a amplitude, x the distance from the mean position particular point we are measuring it. So already we have discussed this thing in the kinematics. Whatever is the direction of the displacement, that is the same as the direction of the velocity. Yes, velocity and displacement are both are in the same direction. So here if the particle or this mass is moving rightwards, so velocity will be also rightwards. If the block is moving leftwards, velocity will be also leftwards. Yes. So now at the mean position, what is the velocity? At a mean position, as I told you before, displacement we are going to measure it from the mean position. At a mean position, x is equal to 0. So this terms becomes 0. So omega under root a square minus 0. So it becomes a omega. So here velocity I am getting it as velocity is equal to a omega at the mean position. Yes. Now the particle is moving in the rightward directions. We need to also consider, whenever we are considering velocity, whether velocity will remain constant, it will increase or decrease, it depends very much on the acceleration. If the velocity and acceleration both are in the same direction, then velocity will increase. If velocity and acceleration are in the opposite direction, then velocity will decrease. And velocity is there and acceleration is perpendicular to it. If it always remains perpendicular, then that vertical acceleration, which is perpendicular to the direction of velocity, makes particle to move in a circular path. That acceleration becomes centripetal acceleration. So here we are having the equation F is equal to minus kx for the most simple case. Yes. Here instead of force, I can write force is equal to mass into acceleration, which is equal to minus kx. So acceleration I can write as a is equal to minus k by m into x. So this k by m, I can call it here as an angular frequency. The formula, this formula is also important. Omega is equal to under root k by m, or this equation I can write here as, let me write it here. A is equal to minus omega square x. This is the acceleration. A is equal to minus omega square x. Here is this a constant acceleration or variable acceleration? See, here as we are moving in the right direction or the left direction, what is going to change? X is going to change. So depending on the position of the x, acceleration will also change. So this is not a constant acceleration, this is a variable acceleration. So for the constant acceleration only we are going to apply the kinematical equations, but because this is a variable acceleration, so we are going to use the help of calculus for this. So before I go for the acceleration, it's important to discuss about the before I go for the velocity, it is important to discuss about the acceleration. Here acceleration, you see, when x is equal to 0, that the mean position, acceleration is 0 here at the mean position. Yes, acceleration is 0 here. If I put x is equal to a, that the maximum position from the mean position, which we can call it as an amplitude, acceleration becomes minus omega square a. Instead of x, I put a here at the extreme positions. So acceleration is minus omega square a. Of course, I can put acceleration positive also. I can put the amplitude positive also and the negative also. So maximum acceleration is there at the amplitude, that is a is equal to minus omega square a here on the right side, and here I can write acceleration is equal to, here amplitude is minus, so minus into this minus, acceleration comes at omega square a. A very important thing, the direction of the acceleration is negative here, a is equal to minus omega square x. This is very important expression, please remember this. If x is positive, acceleration is negative. If x is negative, acceleration is positive, minus minus becomes plus. So direction of the acceleration is always towards the center. Direction of the acceleration is always towards the center. Yes. Now if I plot the acceleration here, I am getting here the acceleration is 0 here and maximum it is at the amplitude. So I can get some graph like this. This is the direction of the acceleration. Minimum acceleration at the mean position A is equal to 0. Maximum acceleration is at the extreme position, that is the amplitude. So I can get graph of acceleration something like this. Here direction of the acceleration is also shown and magnitude of acceleration is also shown here very clearly. Now let's get back to the velocity here. Velocity will make more sense when we discuss about the acceleration. Velocity formula sometime back only I told, v is equal to omega under root a square minus x square. Simply we need to put the values. When x is equal to 0, that is mean position, velocity is a omega. Velocity is plus a omega here. Plus minus value we are taking because velocity is also vector quantity. It is positive direction also, negative direction also. That's why the plus minus signs are introduced here. So on one side velocity is plus a omega and minus side velocity is minus a omega. This we are discussing about the velocity here. This is the discussion about the acceleration. Now at the extreme position, that is the amplitude, x is equal to a. So velocity becomes 0 at the extreme positions. Velocity is maximum at the mean position. So here velocity is 0 here. At the maximum position velocity is plus a omega. When mass is moving rightwards, velocity direction is also rightwards, and velocity direction is rightwards, acceleration direction is opposite. So velocity is going to be reduced. So I can get some line like this, plus a omega to 0. Similarly, when mass is moving towards the leftwards from the extreme right position, velocity and acceleration both directions are same. So in that case I am getting velocity something like this. This is minus a omega. Similarly, I can make the replica for the negative side also. So this is about the velocity here. Just a short part we discussed here, few things. One thing is how the mean position is there, what is acceleration, what is velocity, what are the different velocities and all. I tried to give more clarity on this simple concept, although we did not discuss much, but I tried to clarify the concept more as nicely as possible. So just a short clip I expressed about introduction of the simple harmonic motion. Wish you very nice. Thank you. So we'll stop here.